Over the last 3 weeks, I've received about three WhatsApps from people who I know who are on my WhatsApp contact list, but aren't generally people I talk to on a regular basis. And these WhatsApps would start with either a curt hello, or maybe there is a hello Lester, followed by a how are you? It generally then devolves into, after I've returned the greeting, how can I help you? What's up? Long time no speak. Next goes into a little bit of a quandary, a little bit of a problem that person has said, I'm stuck. My car broke down. Can you please help me? How can I help you? Could you please send me 3,500 Rand? This sounds fishy. That sounds suspicious. You aren't the person that I would generally be in your circle of trust that you would ask me for 3,500 Rand. Well, the banks have issued several warnings on the sharp rise in WhatsApp scams, whether it be the promise of quick profits to people creating fake profiles, or they're impersonating friends, family, or contacts. So talk to us more. Lucas Molefe, cybersecurity expert at ESET Southern Africa. Good morning, Lucas. Really appreciate your time. I know that there are various scams. There's the fake job offers, there's the investment scams, there's the WhatsApp takeovers, but I want to focus in the impersonation scams. People who text you out of the blue, starts off with a greeting, and then very quickly goes into, I need some help. Can you send me money? How are my friends and family's WhatsApps being taken over by these impersonators?
Morning, Lester. Thank you. So many of the times there's two or three things that actually happens, right? But common is always two. First of all, those free SIM cards that people usually just get, or they, in the street, or you're going to town, someone just gives you a SIM card. Usually what they do, they focus on SIM swaps, which steals the actual number. And this is usually done through phishing attempt, right? But then another one is that because of WhatsApp is actually connected to your Instagram and your Facebook, they can get other information from your Facebook accounts, or even looking at your birthday, family connections, and so forth. But most commonly, what they basically use is SIM swap. And in this case, what they usually ask you is something like your one-time password. Say, hi, I'm calling from this particular place. Can you give me you'll see there's a password that is popping up in your screen, and they impersonate someone that is actually not them to make sure that you give them that information. So that's usually how they actually get those information from you.
So WhatsApp takeover is usually preceded by someone calling you and saying, please, could you share that, pretending to be a bank or some sort of service provider, and then asking you to recite that OTP that was just sent to your phone.
Correct. Now sometimes on WhatsApp itself, if you have an OTP that is set on WhatsApp specifically, usually what will happen is it will pop numbers, especially if you're changing numbers, right? It will pop a number, which is an OTP, and when that OTP appears, you need to basically type it in. That's how you actually change your number, or you change from one phone to another, right? So sometimes that's what they focus on. And usually they impersonate someone you know or someone you trust. This happens a lot in your NPO organizations, NGO organizations, because there's a lot of communication done on WhatsApp, even in businesses, right, where they impersonate someone or a colleague and say, look, hey man, I'm just want to check, do you see a WhatsApp OTP that it just appeared? And you're going to say, yes, I just saw it. Yeah, can you give it quickly to me? I need it urgently. And you're going to give it because it comes with that urgency. It comes with that this is needed ASAP.
Lucas, I'm incredibly cautious. My phone is set to blocking all numbers that I can't identify. I subscribe to Truecaller, blocks essentially all numbers that aren't in my phone. It makes me miss a couple of important calls, but I'd rather on safety. But when it comes to these WhatsApp scams impersonating loved ones, talk to me about the psychology. Why do scams from someone we know feel harder to resist to compare to these cold calls from strangers?
Because someone you know exactly that this is a family member, right? And you communicate to this person, right? But now the reason why it's very difficult is because of, if I'm your friend Lester, or I'm a family member of yours, right, or family friend, and I call you with, or I send you a message with an urgency, you're gonna first look that, okay, I know Lucas, and because you know me, it's easier to actually communicate with me and kind of like provide assistance or whatever the case may be. And especially what they do, right, is there's always a sense of urgency
Yeah.
in these messages, right? And like you mentioned earlier when you started the conversation, you said that someone you don't actually speak to, if you don't
Yes.
speak to Lucas all the time,
I,
that's where you're gonna stop me.
I have strung along people, just like Diane says. I've strung a person along saying that I've done the bank transfer. I've done the same, and I ask, "Are you okay? I could come right now. Where are you? I can send someone to assist." No, no, no. Just send the money. Are you sure? And then I'll try calling, and then they drop the call. Is everything fine? But it's all about creating a sense of urgency. You need to send
Yes,
the money now. But how do
yes.
you recover your account? If your account has been hijacked, someone is impersonating you. Is there a way to recover your social medias and your WhatsApp account?
Yes, your WhatsApp account, there is a way. But if it's taken via SIM swap, because remember they've actually taken control of your number, your actual number, so that's a bit difficult, right? But I think the best way to advise is going into, if you're using whatever telecom, whatever service provider, right, network service provider, is actually go to them and actually tell them this is what you're experiencing, and then so that they can help you. Because the minute your number is SIM swapped, right? Because it's not only just a WhatsApp account usually that's taken. It's actually your actual number. And when that number is taken, it is very important to rush to your network service provider, to your bank, which is very important, so that you can change those numbers. Or if ever you got to take over it, then you go to the bank just to know if anything happened and so forth. Because of sometimes they do also what we call cloning your number, and whatever Lester receives, I actually receive, right? But then this is a thing where we have these conversations to kind of preemptively protect ourselves from these impersonators or these phishing attempts, because of this is something real. Businesses are using WhatsApp. Everyone is using WhatsApp, and the best way is to just protect yourself by enabling things like two-factor verification, right?
Lucas Molefe is a cybersecurity expert.